Good evening. Coming up in Mello TV Evening News tonight, 2 makeup artists killed in separate incidents in western Jamaica. Gunmen attacked beryllium security guards in Portmore. And Jamaica Tourist Board says it spent over $500 million during the pandemic to attract visitors to the island. And now the news in detail. The murders of 2 makeup artists over the weekend in different circumstances across western Jamaica are being investigated by the Hanover and Westmoreland police. They have been identified as 21-year-old Christopher Hibbert, otherwise called Chris, of Orchard Housing Scheme in Hopewell, Hanover, and 23-year-old Moesha Marcia Heath of Sunrise Road in Sandy Bay, Clarendon, and Sheffield District in Negril, Westmoreland. Hibbert was killed on Saturday at approximately 5:45 p.m. while working at his makeup store in Hopewell's Main Street. According to reports, Hibbert was involved in a dispute with a male companion who was wearing a mask when Hibbert was stabbed numerous times in the upper torso. Hibbert fled the premises and passed out at a nearby bar as his assailant departed the scene. The injured makeup artist was transported urgently to Lucy's Noel Holmes Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The second incident took place on Sunday at around 5:50 p.m. when Heath and a male companion drove into her residence in Sheffield District. They were reportedly approached by 3 men carrying firearms from the back of the house who told them not to move. Heath and her 36-year-old companion fled in separate directions. Her companion managed to alert the police. When the police arrived, they found Miss Heath lying on her back in a pool of blood with gunshot wounds to the upper body. The scene was processed and the body was taken to the mortuary for postmortem examination. The police in Hanover and Westmoreland are now making an urgent appeal to anyone who may have information that can assist in their investigation to immediately contact the police. There was an attack on security personnel from Beryllium in Portmore, St. Catherine. Social media footage shows the security personnel and armed thugs battling it out at the Scotiabank branch in Portmore, St. Catherine. Director of Corporate Communication and Quality Control at the Guardsman Group, George Overton, stated that one of their cars and the crew were subjected to significant attack at the location.
Yesterday, just after midday, there was an attack on one of our teams in the Portmore Pines vicinity whilst they were servicing ATMs at Scotiabank. In that, there was exchange of gunfire between the criminal element and our team, resulting in 3 of our team members being shot and injured, now hospitalized and treated, and the loss of some money that was on the pavement. Certainly, as it would be for anybody, that when people are injured and people face these things, which the truth is it's a reality of the job that we do, we hope and pray that it never happens, and when it does, that we have no loss of life. But it has happened. It has rocked the sense of safety and security that the team had, and it has forced us to have to look at how we operate. Particularly in the Portmore area, as this has been the second one in 3 weeks. It causes us to wonder whether there is a definite plot, there is orchestrated activities taking place, so we've had to readjust how we operate and try to assure our members that we're doing the best that we can under the circumstances.
The gunman made off with approximately $23 million. Mr. Overton says this latest attack is not an attempt on the company. However, he stated, quote, "No one stones an empty mango tree," end quote.
How much money you lost?
What is being banded around, what was released by the police last night, was $23.2 million. I have not got confirmed from our internal people, as they haven't reported to me yet. What's next for us? I think the question should really be what next for the country. But as I'm not a decision maker for the country, I'll go to what we do for the team. We have had to bolster support around the teams operating in the Portmore area at this point in time. But like anything else, you squeeze a balloon, it's going to pop out at the next weakest point. So whilst we're supporting Portmore, where else will we be required to provide support? Who's going to be paying for this support? How do we continue and how sustainable it is? But for the time being, we have to give the support because the job has to go on.
Anything on that?
You know, this is a point where we have to look at our society, we have to look at our communities, and we need to understand what is it that we want for the future. If beryllium has to do what it has to do its job properly, somebody is going to have to pay for it. When somebody is paying for it, it's going to be the consumer. And therefore, we as a nation need to take the stand and say, why are we having to do all of this? Because we should have a safer and better society in which to live and conduct business.
Just a month ago, a security guard employed to beryllium was killed, 2 others injured, and $10 million in cash was stolen during an attack on another beryllium team at the Portmore Pines complex. The St. Anne police have charged a 34-year-old Alric Francis of Perry Hills, St. Catherine, and Faith Spen in Monique, St. Anne with possession of prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition following a police operation in the Faith Spen community on Sunday, March 19. Reports from the St. Anne's Bay Police are that about 12 p.m., lawmen conducted an operation in the area when Francis's house was searched. One 9mm pistol affixed with a magazine containing 8 9mm rounds was found under the pillow on a bed he was lying on. The firearm and ammunition were searched and secured, and Francis was arrested and subsequently charged for the seizure. The investigation into the multi-million-dollar sewage rehabilitation project at the Savannah Lamar Hospital in Westmoreland was launched by Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton 3 years ago, but it appears that the progress has stagnated. The current system, which has not functioned consistently for more than 4 months since it was commissioned in 2017, is being replaced by a new one that the Western Regional Health Authority is thinking about installing. The distribution box, the biodigester septic tank, the inspection chamber, and the reed bed were all found to have problems by auditors. The Scientific Research Council, the SRC, has disapproved accusations of poor management but held hospital personnel accountable for flushing towels, linens, and other supplies down the drain. The Jamaica Tourist Board, the JTB, has revealed that it spent more than $500 million attracting tourists to the island at the height of the coronavirus pandemic, despite nations closing their borders and businesses to stop the spread of the highly contagious disease. The JTB acknowledged paying Finn Partners, an international marketing agency with headquarters in the United States, $3,160,545 US, or just about 474 million Jamaican dollars, to promote Jamaica during the pandemic. Finn Partners got about $2,707,232 US, or 406 million Jamaican dollars, between November 2019 and March 2021, when the company's contract with the JTB came to an end. The JTB also disclosed that it paid Lou Hammond, who was hired in April 2021 to manage Jamaica's public relations needs, $890,762 US, or 133.6 million Jamaican dollars. Yet, according to the JTB, by the end of 2021, the company had only received $360,000 or 54 million Jamaican dollars. When questioned about why the Ministry of Tourism did not shut down operations during the height of the pandemic when borders were closed, the JTB responded that it was crucial to keep the island's tourism market going. A request to clean the historic Pyre River Cemetery has been made by business owners in and near the Fairview and Bogue Industrial Complex in Montego Bay, St. James. A large number of inhabitants and well-known figures from Western Jamaica were laid to rest in the Bogue Cemetery, one of the first cemeteries to service the region. The Pyre River Graveyard has only had minimal maintenance in recent months, according to business owners, and certain portions of the already overgrown with big trees, bushes, and plants. They have made note of the fact that thieves are now hiding out at the cemetery after committing various crimes in the business community. The operators have made an appeal to the Montego Bay Municipal Corporation to address the situation at the cemetery and to have the cemetery cleaned and maintained on a monthly basis. They're also calling on the Freeport Police in Montego Bay to have more regular patrols around the cemetery area to flush out criminals inside the facility. The National Water Commission, the NWC, is optimistic that a considerable increase in flows will help its raw water sources and catchment. Declining inflows of between 40 to 60% have had an impact on over 70% of NWC systems due to the drought. The NWC is keeping an eye on the watershed areas to gauge how much the enhanced rainfall has improved the situation. The rainfall also and hope that it might help with the water shortage are encouraging. Customers should be warned not to count on an instant replenishment of the systems and shortage due to the rainfall. The NWC says Jamaicans should rest easy knowing that the Commission would ease the rules once shortage has improved enough and sustained inflows have been established to guarantee dependable service. And those are the stories making the news this evening. Thank you for tuning in to Mello TV Evening News. I'm Nicole Hales. Stay safe and thanks for watching.